Hello, and welcome, my friends, and welcome to the new year of another year of Create Better Content series, where I show you how to tap into your creativity so that you can stay consistent with your marketing and reach more customers. I really appreciate you spending your time here with me because I am going to be your guide. My name is Penny, and I'm going to guide you through this content development process. I want to teach you how to create engaging content, things that you're going to post on social media, email sequences, sales pages, all of those things that you use that define your marketing that help you reach more customers. That's what we're doing on this channel. That is what we're talking about here. And if you want to learn more about creativity and how this can help you develop all of your content marketing plans, I would love to see you hit that button below and subscribe to this channel. And below in the description box, there are several links. One of the links that you're going to see is for the Content Prompt Playbook. This is a free download. It's for those of you who are using ChatGPT to help you write out your copy, and you're just finding that it's very generic and there's just about 10 emojis with it. So the Content Prompt Playbook is going to help you talk to ChatGPT. It's going to give you the steps so that you can actually start to ask the right questions to get the information that you're looking for. And then another link that you're going to see below is so that you can join us in the Marketing Strategy Collective program. This is my group of amazing small business owners, and we get together. And our goal, what we do in the Marketing Strategy Collective, is not just support each other, and we meet every single month and have amazing conversations, but my goal is every single month to supply you with a strategic workbook. And within that workbook, you're going to be learning some new skills, and it's going to be something that's going to help your business. It's going to help you make money. It's going to help your marketing. So you see the links below. You know what to do to learn more. All right, so today's video, we're going to jump right into this today, because today I want to talk about something that happens every single first of the year, every single time we hit January. You open your planner, you're looking at your goals, you tell yourself, this is my year. This is the year I'm going to be consistent with my content. I'm going to just get it all out there. And then the first week of January shows up, and we're all here looking at it. And you're looking around at your plan, and you're like, okay, maybe I'm not going to do everything. Maybe I am. I don't know. And then you start to get that overwhelmed feeling again. You've got a plan. You got to place it. You got to put it in place. What's going on here? So I want to talk about a different way to approach this marketing messaging year, this time of the year, one that's more calmer, more strategic, and honestly, way more effective for your business, because I get it. I totally get it. You know, it's this time of year where we're all like, a new year, a new you in your business. And you just think that, okay, here's my plan. I'm going to show up everywhere. I'm going to talk about everything I need to talk about. There's trends out there that I missed. I'm going to keep up with all these trends. My posts are going to be educational. My posts are going to be inspirational. I'm going to be personal. I'm going to storytell. I'm going to be strategic. I'm going to be salesy. I'm going to be vulnerable. I'm going to be polished. I'm going to be authentic. And I'm going to do this all in the same time. Does that sound like you? Or does that sound like what you're feeling right now as you're looking at your plan? Let me tell you this, my friends. More isn't making you more successful. Because somewhere along the way, the marketing advice got really, really loud. And everybody was talking about post more, share more, be everywhere, talk about all the things. But here's something that no one's telling you. More content does not automatically create more customers. It does not automatically create more trust. It does not automatically create more authority for your business. In fact, if you are to do all the things, strategic, salesy, polished, authentic, educational, and you try to do all the things, it does the opposite. Because when you talk about everything, your community doesn't know what to know you for. So if you stand for everything, you really stand for nothing. And they might like you. And they might enjoy your post. They might laugh at it. They might click. They might comment. But they don't associate anything specific in what your business does and how this can help them. So authority, clients, trust doesn't come from a volume and being all the same and all the time. Your clients, your trust is going to come from repetition and being clear. And people trust what they hear over and over again. Even if it's explained in a different way, even if it's on a different platform, even if the same message is coming across in a video or another message is coming across in a blog post or in an email sequence. It's explained in different ways and maybe different angles. But if the depth and the consistency is still there, that's when trust happens. That's when people start to look towards your business as a solution to why they should be working with you or why they should be buying your products. So let's look at it from that place. So I want to kind of circle this idea into something specific and an action step for you to use, because it doesn't make sense for me to talk at some high level about people trust and people do this without me telling you what you can do for your business. So that's what we're going to do now. So let's take all that information that I just shared with you. What can we do with this? What I want to focus on, especially now at the beginning of the year in January, I want to focus on something that we're talking about in the Marketing Strategy Collective, which are content buckets. This is one of the foundational things that happens in your marketing. And if you have not ever done content buckets, some people call them content pillars, some people call them categories, some people call them topics or themes. It's the same thing. I like to use the word bucket because I have this visual of a bucket. And everything goes in the bucket, and all the things that go in the bucket, that's what our content is going to be about. And so each bucket contains a different type of topic. And so that's why I call it a bucket. So I'm just going to keep referring to it as a bucket, but you know what I'm talking about. Categories, pillars, topics, themes, whatever what you want. But these content buckets, what we do with them is they help you decide what you talk about consistently. And they help you decide what you don't talk about. They help you show your community what your work is and how it helps them. It helps you show how your offers are positioned. It helps you move through your content marketing plan that you have so eloquently typed up and you have it ready to go. It helps you move into this way in calm and intentional and with purpose. So you know what's going on with your content creation. So what happens is when we have these content buckets, we generally have anywhere between 3 to 5 content buckets. And you say, what you're saying with these content buckets is, this is what matters most for my business. Right now, this is the clarity that changes everything. Because I want to talk about authority for a minute. Because I think this is where people get tripped up. Authority isn't about coming across sounding like you're smart and you've got all these statistics and you know exactly what's going on. It comes from teaching somebody the same ideas in ways that people can actually absorb, the ways that people can actually connect to. So when you focus on this content buckets and when you focus on the idea of just 3 to 5 content buckets, it allows your community to start to see patterns in your messages. They start to recognize your perspective. They can see by your marketing messages, because they seem to fall in these same content buckets, they know what they came to you for. You stop being someone who just posts good content. You become the person who really understands this thing. And that's where the authority comes from. That's where the brand recognition comes from. That's trust. And that trust is what leads to sales without this constant convincing of you need this, buy here, buy now. Because the honest truth is this. People aren't just looking at your content because they haven't decided what they're going to do. They're looking towards your content to give them direction. And so for us on the other side, us business owners who are actually doing the content creation, if you haven't decided on your let me start that sentence over again. For businesses with the content creation, if you haven't decided on your messaging, see, I knew I could say that. You haven't decided on your messaging, you end up just being reactive. And reactive feels exhausting because you're constantly responding instead of leading. And when you don't have content buckets set up, and when you don't have, this decision making process set up as a tool for you, every post feels like it's a brand new decision because you're starting from scratch. Every idea feels urgent because you're not really sure how it's connected to things, which then makes every trend feel tempting because you just can't figure out how to make this work. And suddenly, your marketing is just owning you with you being reactive instead of you leading the way. So that's why we start with something like content buckets. This is the action that I'm giving you right now. So let's talk about, how do you choose these content buckets? How do you use the content buckets that are actually going to reflect your business? Because this is where that shift happens. It should reflect, and it's not just reflecting your business as a whole. It's reflecting the business you want to build this year. That was a really important piece right there, and I'm going to repeat that. This is where this shift happens. When we look at our content buckets, the content that we're going to be sharing, the marketing that we're going to be putting out there to our community, is about the business that we want to build this year, not what happened before. So here's the question I want to ask you. So if your content is working really, really well this year, and you do this shift and you actually create these content buckets, what's going to change in your business? Are you going to actually get some clients? You're going to have more clients? Will you have different clients? Will you got higher level work? Will you stay consistently busy in a good way? Your buckets, your content buckets, are going to support that version of your business. So when you're deciding on your content buckets, whether a topic belongs in it, I want you to run it through these filters. I'm going to give you 4 things to ask. Does this support my current or future offers? Because if someone followed you for 60 days and only saw content from this particular bucket, would it warm them up to work with you? That's a question you're going to ask about the topic. A second question I want you to ask about this, if it's going to fit into a content bucket: do I want to be known for this? Not can I talk about this, but do I want to? Is this something that I am just doing because it's a trend and everybody else is talking about it, and this goes against my values or my principles or how I run my business? That's a good question. So if we're just putting stuff and topics into our content buckets that everybody else is doing but doesn't connect with our business, that's a filter you want to take a look at. Another one I want to ask you: can I talk about this all year without running out of ideas or energy? That's a big question, because sometimes we look at a topic, we look at a content bucket topic, and we're talking about the content buckets, the general, your 3 to 5 main content buckets, not your very specific. But those main ones, they're like educational, they're like tips, they're like specific, to your business. If you can't come up with content to talk about it all year long with energy and ideas, that's not a topic for your business because it's not connected to your business. So you want to think about it from that place. Okay, another question that I'm going to have you use as a filter is, does this align with my values and how I want to work? Yes, it's very similar to the second one that I gave you. Do I want to be known for this? But I want you to get real specific with this one and how you want to work, because your content is an extension of your energy. And I mean how you want to work, because a content bucket about, creating TikTok videos could be fantastic for a business. But if you don't want to get in front of a camera and that's not how you work, that's not a good content bucket for you. So you have to think about this. And if these topics don't pass these filters, it doesn't become a core content bucket. So when you go through this process, when you finally look at what content buckets work for you, your 3 to 5 content buckets, what happens when you actually start to commit to this? This is when things start to feel different in your business, especially when it comes to your marketing. Because when you commit to these 3 to 5 content buckets, your content creation gets easier. Planning gets faster because you already know what you're working towards. Your message gets clearer because you know the topics are connected to your offers already. Your community feels more grounded because you're repeating yourself. There's clear patterns of the things that you're saying and the things that you're sharing and the things that you're talking about. So your marketing feels less reactive. And you stop asking yourself, what should I be posting? And you start asking yourself, which content bucket does this belong to? And that one shift right there between what should I post versus which bucket does this belong to or does it not belong to, so I'm not going to do it, that shift removes so much of the craziness and the panic posting that we all end up doing. So let's think about this. We think about it from this place of doing these content buckets for focus. Because when we focus like this, focus is not playing small. When we focus on this particular marketing message that's clear for our business, that's how your strong brand is going to get built. This is how your marketing message is going to land. It's how trust is built. And it's how your marketing starts working for you instead of demanding you work for it. So if you start to move into this new year, I want you to remember, you need clear decisions. You need a focused message. And take this action step that I shared with you today. Start working on your content buckets and think about how your content buckets are going to support the business that you actually want. Because your marketing is going to start working better this year when you stop reacting and you start deciding what you're going to say. So thank you so much for joining me today. If this episode is giving you some ideas to start learning some new skills for your marketing, I would love it if you would hit that like button. And then can you hit the share button and then share this with another business owners? And if you are looking for more step-by-step process so that you can do more about your work with these content buckets, this month's Marketing Strategy Collective workbook is about that. It's packed with tools and prompts to help you actually build out your content buckets. The whole process takes you from start to finish, showing you how to pick those 3 to 5 top content buckets all the way down to your specific stuff that you'll be doing every single week. So if you want to have your marketing work for you and not just collecting, a whole bunch of dust out there, come join us inside the Marketing Strategy Collective. Strategy prompts, monthly workbooks, support to grow your business. You see the links below. You know what to do to learn more, to get the marketing help that you need to see real growth in your business. Because you are magnificent, my friend. And let me be the first to say, I'm proud of you. Until next time.